Hello, I'm streaming to you live. I'm Gordon with Unlock Your Bioenergy. Today is Saturday, January 24th, 2026, day number 285. Wearing, you got it, the X39 right here. Today I want to talk about barometric pressure, one meal a day, OMAD, and will it affect me today? But as part of this conversation today, I want to ask the question, do you hear it? And when I say hear it, I'm asking the question about the low frequency hum. And the reason why I say this is because I observe the Schumann resonance. So this is the current reading, and I don't know if it's blocked off today, but it's part of the barometric pressure and conversation in OMAD. I wanted to talk about it because today I have a headache. And so I thought, okay, what is the root cause of this? So I'm going to look at the barometric pressure. This is live as we speak. So it says the next 72 hours is going to yo-yo, right? So you can see here, this is where we are right now at, it's the last recorded timestamp, or was, let's see, or no, that's the prediction, the next 72 hours. The past 72 hours, you can see here, so as of last night or yesterday, the pressure went up, like, was climbed to 1040, was it M bar. And I have been observing the barometric pressure now for quite some time and trying to understand why I feel the way I do when I do. And today, having a headache is the first thing that got me starting to think about the barometric pressure. So this is the barometric pressure over the last or plus and minus 7 days. So in the middle of the screen, you can see here, this is, the legend, very high. So anything over 1032 is very high. And yesterday, it was very high. So let's see here. I'm seeing it's 10 over 1040. And then it dropped over the period of yesterday, and now it's going back up. Does the barometric pressure have an effect on our weather? We know it does. Does it have an effect on our ability to cope? Yes, it does. And after the hard workout that I did yesterday, playing with cards, I had kind of my one meal a day, and yesterday I ate this. I'm going to show you. Pizza. This comes from Costco. Because I gassed up. Needed to yesterday, and we had some pizza. And what do I wake up with? Oh, a headache. Headache. Thought, I sacrificed my normal habits and had some pizza. And there's also cheese, like cheese and greasy. And so when I drink the cleanest and most absorbable water, which I call deuterium-free, 114 degree molecular bond angle water, and when I do that regularly, do I reap the benefits from it? I do. And it allows my body to cope with the barometric pressure changes a lot easier. But because I had the greasy pizza yesterday, guess what I wake up with? A headache. So this is cup number 2 that I'm drinking, and I want to see if this is going to help me cope with the 10-minute HIIT that I'm going to do later, along with the fitness stress test, because I'm trying to reach my goal of 250 skips in 68 seconds. And that's using not this rope that you see wrapped around my body, which I'm just warming it up because it's, like a vinyl rope or something, Buddy Leap. And this rope I'm going to use for the 10-minute HIIT. But for the fitness test, I'm going to use the one that I started using back in 2018. So that's kind of just, I'm going to keep using that rope until it falls apart, essentially. But then I'm also having a measuring stick, right? So with the barometric pressure, will that affect me as well today? And compared to last week, I didn't look at the what the barometric pressure was last week, but I think going forward, I'm gonna keep a tab or a record of this, so that way I can see if it has an influence on my ability to do the fitness stress test. Because our blood is 94% water, and is it going to be affected by the pressure that we're in? Yes. And also, too, when I mentioned earlier asking the question, if you hear the frequency or the hum, I can actually hear it. And as does my microphone, which is beneath me here. See if I can take this without making too much noise. I'm going to show you. This is a tube microphone. This is it's an Apex 460. Right? Tube. It's a tube mic, so it's probably going to sound scratchy when I move it. But this microphone is picking up the low frequency hum. And I know this because I'm a stickler for details, and I don't like seeing noise in the audio. I'm an audiophile. I'm a musician. I've had this microphone. I bought it. Oh gosh, I think it was back in 2002, 2003. So more than 20 years ago. And I bought it for the purpose of doing some recording back in those days with my accordion. But I'm using it now for this purpose. And I think it sounds good, but with it being a tube microphone, it's picking up the frequency that I'm in my basement here. And I can hear it with my ears. And the microphone is hearing it as well. It's very small. It's very subtle, but I see it in the dB meter, for those who knows what that is. So with all this weather that's going on, especially across North America and further south into the United States, it makes me wonder if something is being flipped on. Have you heard of Gwen Towers? I've heard about that. Is there a connection with the Northern Lights that happened? People were reporting, nice pictures and stuff like that. I saw a few days, and then a day or so later, then the cold front comes down. I'm like, isn't that just too coincidental to me? That just, I don't know. Something's up. So I asked the question, who is controlling it? And it's affecting us. This microphone is so sensitive, you can hear it picking up the noise when I swallow the water, right? If you can hear it, then you know. So I wish I could. I should try to do a screen. Then you'll see what I'm talking about. It's like a like it's so subtle, but I can hear it. And try not to eat too much pizza like I did yesterday. We'll see if it affects me today. So with last week, I did the fitness stress test, and you can see on the screen there that I have the here is the metronome tempo of 221 beats per minute. And last week I was using the metronome. Excuse me. When you hear the 4 sequence, it goes bing, bing. It goes bing, bing, tick, tick, bing, bing, tick, tick, bing, tick, tick, tick. So every 4 seconds, I was counting the number of reps. So last week, I managed to get to 54 sequences out of 62 and a half. I need to get 62 and a half consecutive at that tempo to reach my goal of 250 skips in 68 seconds. So last week's attempt, I was actually able to sustain the intensity for 5 seconds longer than the week prior. And today I'm going to try to beat that. I want to see. I was feeling, I thought I was doing good last week. And I just have to be more focused with breathing. For me, that's the challenge that I deal with, because I forget to breathe. And I got to do better at breathing. So, and I'm going to try to accomplish that today. So cheer me on. Cheer me on. And if you're wondering how I'm doing this every single week to demonstrate to you that the power of the benefits from that of the X39, which you see here on the screen, well, I encourage you to try it for yourself. Try it. You have nothing to lose. Absolutely nothing. Unless you have a condition or symptoms that you have that you want to lose itself. So whether that's, you want to be, you want to reduce the fog, the mental fog that you have. Do you suffer from that? Some people say they do. Like they don't have the clarity that they do now versus what they had, let's say, when they were studying, university or whatever, in school. And what affects that mental clarity? Well, it's a combination of things. One of them is making sure that you're drinking the cleanest and most absorbable. I'm a broken record when I'm talking about that, and for very good reason, because I know it is supporting the benefits that I'm seeing with regards to enhanced sports performance, increased energy and vitality, and also faster recovery from that of exercise. So yesterday's workout, I did the cards and I tabulated the amount of reps, and I actually did the exercise or the workout quicker than the week prior. And I had a higher maximum heart rate as well yesterday. So could the barometric pressure have had an influence on that? Yeah, I think so. But I was also mentally focused, and I wanted to, push through. And I did just that. It was a grueling workout. If you like grueling workouts, try it. Try to keep up. If you want to test yourself, try. It helps with additional fat burning if that's your goal. Because I did talk about fat burning yesterday in the process of beta oxidation and how you can use the EnerSpark, which is available through LifeWave as well. And you can find that that product by looking at Purchase Your Bioenergy Products here. That button that you see on the screen, that's this one here. And when you click on that button, scroll down the page and you'll find EnerSpark. And that's the first phototherapy patch that David Schmidt invented for the US military, which was designed to use fat storage as a form of energy. So instead of using caffeinated products, for example, like Red Bull, you know, it's not good for you. So your body naturally is going to regulate how much energy it needs, and due to feast and famine type of environments. So if you are feasting, it's going to store it, right? So that's why it's important to keep a regular good habits if you want to maintain a stable body fat percentage. So does eating, the pizza like I did yesterday, does it help with doing that? No, I don't like to admit that. No, but that's what I had yesterday, and that was because of poor planning. That was ultimately the cause of that on my part. But going forward, it's part of life. Sometimes it's hard to plan ahead, and because it takes effort and so forth. So, but also mental clarity. And was I feeling that a little bit? Not really. Like, was I suffering from, brain fog because of let's say, the barometric pressure? No, it was just poor planning on my part. But that being said, try it. You have nothing to lose. And let's begin today's workout with where's my 10-minute HIIT, which I'm going to set the metronome to beep at 165 tempo. So here I have the heart rate monitor. I'm sure you can see the blue light. Yeah, okay, I can just see it. And so that's the tempo, 165, and I'm going to set the timer for 10 minutes. So when you see the green light turning on the screen, that'll indicate to skip at the 165. That's going to be the high tempo, and then drop down to whatever you feel regular or normal with. Okay? That way it tests your ability every 30 seconds. And let's begin. Oh, that's loud. Okay. All right, so my heart rate jumped right up. I was kind of holding my breath a little bit, wasn't breathing much. So that's why it went up. if I had the VO2 Max equipment, you would see that. And the weather outside, it's not sunny today. I do have the window blocked off here behind me. Oh, I just hit my finger. I have a tendency to do that. Keep sloppy today. I don't want to keep hitting my hands with the handles. Hit it on the top here. And that's because I make subtle adjustments in my hand positions. Sometimes I misjudge, especially with the speed. So I only took, I don't know, a couple breaths. And it affects my heart rate right away. Oh, and before I forget, I think voting is starting now with the Muscle and Fitness magazine. Don't be afraid to mix it up. So meaning doing basic bounce, crisscross, switching back and forth. Trying to maximize or improve your coordination because it will help you. I actually jump higher this way, and that's the first thing I'm noticing. And it affects a basic bounce with a crisscross at that speed. I have to jump higher, and it changes how your coordination is. So it's easier to do crisscrosses because my feet are higher off the ground. Quite the pace to do crisscrosses, to do them faster. It does test your mind-muscle connection. All right, just gonna adjust the tempo here to 221. Meanwhile, just kind of recover here for a minute and two. Watch how my heart rate drops down. I'm gonna grab some deuterium free. Some more water here. And I'm actually feeling some more relief now with regards to the headache that I was feeling when I first started live streaming here. I attribute that to drinking the cleanest and most absorbable because it has a very pronounced effect on your blood quality. And this is really seen in the website, the video that's on John Ellis's johnellis.com. You'll see the blood test video, Vimeo link, and perhaps I'll show it here as well. I'll talk about what I see in this video, or in that video. All right. So, just going to wait a couple minutes here for the water that I just drank to absorb. And one of the things that some people say about this water when you drink it, it tastes sweet. And that I find very interesting, because there's no sugar in here. Like, how does it taste sweet? So I think it's the way your body is interacting with, or even your saliva that's interacting with the water itself when you drink it. I think that the chemical reaction, I guess, just the separation of the hydrogen and the oxygen just happens so fast. When your saliva comes in contact with it, it breaks it apart right away. And you can feel that sensation on your gums and your tongue. It's hard to explain, but it's most noticeable when it's cold. When you drink the water when it's cold, because it has the temperature from your body activates it changes the vibration of the water. And the reason why I say this is because when you freeze deuterium free 114 degree molecular bond angle water, it actually freezes faster. But it also freezes clear. Doesn't matter how much you have. You can have a full glass like this, full cup, freeze it, and it'll be clear. And it should be clear. Now, you freeze any tap water or spring water, usually it has a higher freeze or a lower freeze point, as opposed to -1 Celsius. This water freezes fast. Like, the amount of energy required to freeze it is less. And when you drink the water when it's cold, close to, let's say if it's 5 degrees Celsius, or even closer to 10 degrees Celsius, that water's cold. And when you put it in your mouth, you can feel the vibrational change of the water. Like it's hard to explain, but that's one way you know you're drinking the cleanest and most absorbable, because of that feeling and the sensation that you have inside your mouth. And then that just expands into the rest of your body, that power that you get from the water, because it's very electric. And does it affect me when I'm doing these, this fitness stress test? Does it? I asked the question because 49 years old, I think I'm doing pretty good. So, the rope that I'm going to use, I've put some hockey tape on the ends here, so that way my fingers don't slip if I'm holding because there's metal here. This rope here is the 9-foot length that I started, so you can see the kink in the wire there. So still holding on. We'll see how long this rope lasts. And this is the rope that I did the very first 250 skip test on. I thought it was good at that time, back in 2018. But let me tell you, the synchronization and the mind-muscle connection has just steadily improved. And even after adding the X39 as part of that combination with the deuterium-free water, and it's pretty hard to beat. I'll tell you, there's something about it, because I'm just gonna demonstrate to you. And if I win that muscle and fitness contest, then that would be even more special. It would be, because then I would procure the equipment and show you live, right here, live with heart rate and what my actual VO2 results are. I wouldn't be scared to share that with you, because for all those people who are skeptical out there, sometimes you need that solid proof, and I'm willing to give that to you for free. And my ask is to power your workouts with X39. Try it, and you'll see for yourself to reap the benefits. Now, am I doing more than the average person to reap those benefits? Yes, and that's partially because of the water. You have to buy the machine. I purchased it back in 2021, so now it's, it's coming on 5 years. And if you were to offer me $10 million today to drink tap water, I wouldn't do it. For $10 million, I wouldn't do it. That's how disciplined I am. So there's a lot of people that will do things for money. I'm not one of those. And that's here on the record. I wouldn't do it. Because there's nothing that will stop me from drinking deuterium-free 114 degree molecular bond angle water for the rest of my life while I'm here. All right. Feeling good. That water has absorbed. Let's see what 221 sounds like. Really? There we go. Tick, 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 tick. So, to beat last week's, I need a minimum of 55. 55, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so on. I need 55 of those to beat last week's attempt. And I'm going to try as hard as I possibly can to see if I can accomplish that today. All right. Take a couple deep breaths. See kind of a heart here on the bottom. The rope just kind of turning in the heart. So maybe today's the day. I don't know. We'll see. Will the barometric pressure affect me? That is the question mark as well. Will it affect me? We'll see. Just going to make a few jumps here. Just kind of get a sense of the rope. Okay, I see what happened here. I actually brought in my hands a little closer, and by doing so, it changes how the rope bends off the ground. And because of this kink, it affects the, because when I lift it up like this here, it bends. I don't know how to explain it. But when I bring my arms or my elbows closer in, or my hands closer to my torso to try to offset the flex in the rope, and I just tripped. So that's telling me that I have to keep them as far out as possible with this rope because it's longer. So it's going to be harder to sustain. And because of that, the blood, my triceps and the biceps get involved because I start doing this as well, as opposed to just using the rope to help turn the, or not the rope, using my wrists to turn the rope, to spin it. So I have to be careful how I'm going to do this. Alright, so a slight adjustment, learning for this attempt. Let's try this again. Yeah. See, I'm adjusting the handles a little bit to see in my hands. Just kind of getting the right length, angle, feel. It's the smallest of things. Just taking deep breaths. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 40. That would be 40 skips. I count like that. All right. close. Okay. My heart rate definitely reflected on that. I can see where it was when I stopped. It's really, really close. So it goes to show that when I focus on my breathing, I can get really, 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 really close to doing it. And next week might be the week. So does the question, barometric pressure, does it affect my performance? It affects how I feel, that for sure. That sensation of the headache that I had when I first started today's live stream is not as strong now as it was just a short while ago. So, with that being said, can food, such as what I ate yesterday, affect my performance? Yeah, it does. But what really does it? It's your ability to focus and stay focused, stay disciplined. Stay disciplined with your choices. Stay disciplined with what's foundational to maximize your longevity, to live well, live long, but most importantly, live young. And there's something to be said about those things. And you can achieve your goal with a little bit of preventative maintenance that you see right here. Scan the QR code. It'll take you to where you can place your first order. Help yourself. You have nothing to lose. Have a good night, or enjoy the rest of the day, and I'll see you on Monday. Bye for now.